The following video is extremely graphic. It is not to be taken lightly. If you are brainwashed or easily manipulated, you will be offended. Listener discretion is advised.
A man must follow his own journey, therefore to find himself. And when he has done so, he will begin to evolve. Are you ready?
It's time to expand your mind. Are you ready? How many of you have ever seen a Marvel comic film and thought to yourself, wow, that would be really nice to have powers like that? Well, my question is, how do you know we don't have powers like that? Who told you that we didn't? Or what about this? Can we walk on water? Yes or no? If you said no, how come we can't walk on water? Are you saying it's impossible? I'm just curious. So many people have so many damn limitations. And I just want to know why. Why the limitations? Why? All right, what about this? Can we fly? Is that impossible as well? Can we fly? I'm pretty sure most of you would say, yeah, that's impossible. We can't fly. How come we can't? Who said that we couldn't? Collective consciousness? Who said that? I'm curious. I want to know who said that. Who told you that? Okay, I got a good one for you. What about cancer? According to most of you, no one is supposed to survive cancer. And if they do survive, it's considered miraculous. So in other words to say, is cancer impossible too? Is that impossible? Because we do have cancer survivors. People have survived cancer, and they did not go through chemotherapy. They used other means to beat it, and chemotherapy was not one of them. So again, I'm going to ask you, is cancer impossible? Yes or no? Oh, and remember to expand your mind, because there is no right or wrong answers here. Not today, not in this moment, not right now. Just expand your mind and answer illogically. That's what I want you to do. Take your logical mind bullshit and throw it out the window. Because I don't care right now about what your logical mind thinks. I don't care about what your ego thinks. I care about what you think. Your inner spirit, your inner potential, your spirit, your higher consciousness. I want to hear from them, not the ego. So is cancer impossible? What about people who have had their limbs amputated? Whether it have been a military accident or car accident or any kind of accident they were involved in. And they maybe lost an arm, a leg, a foot, their hand, Is it safe to say that our mind has created robotic technology to give people who had a leg amputated a chance to walk, to give people who had an arm amputated a chance to have an arm or a hand or foot. But our mind, it was our mind that created robotic technology to assist these people. So is that impossible too? Because if you were to go back into, let's say, the 1800s, and you told them, hey, I have a robotic technology to help people who lose their limbs in accidents, have their limbs amputated in some kind of freak accident. I have a technology that can help them. Now, you know what they will probably say to you, right? They would more than likely tell you, you're crazy, you're insane. You have way more than a couple of screws missing or loose. Like somebody should throw you in an insane asylum. Get out of here. Stop wasting my time. That was a funny joke. Now back then, that would have seemed impossible to the mind. But yet here we are in 2018. And yet it is very possible. When in fact, back in the 1800s, a lot of things were considered to be impossible. But here we are again in 2018, where a lot of things are very much possible and are possible right now as I speak. So I want you to expand your mind. I want you to think illogically, just for a little bit. I want you to take your ego and tell them to shut the hell up. Take your conscious, logical mind and tell them to shut the hell up. I want to hear from your potential. I want to hear from your inner spirit, from your higher consciousness. Let them respond. Let them speak for you. So, nothing is impossible. Is it safe to say that we can use our mind to create our reality or create the things that we want? Is that an accurate statement to make? Can I say that? Can we use our mind to create the life that we want or create things that we want? Is that possible? Can we do that? Of course we can. I would say yes, we can. Just like the rest of you should be agreeing with me and saying yes too, because nothing is impossible here on this third dimensional plane of existence that we call Earth. Because like I said, back in the days of, the 1800s, the 1900s, a lot of things were impossible. But here in 2018, there are so many things that are possible, that have taken place, that will continue to take place. Or should I say, that will continue to evolve as humanity evolves, becoming greater and greater and more powerful by the second. So, I just want you to take some time and think illogically. I want you to get out of your goddamn comfort zone. I want you to leave that little box and kick it to the curb, kick it to the side, get rid of it. Step away from your safety zone. Please put your hands up in the air and slowly step away from the safety zone. from the comfort zone. Step away from it. Take that box that you've been living in and kick that to the side. What I am basically trying to tell you is to expand your mind. Open your mind. Consider the possibilities. I mean, come on. Airplanes used to be impossible. The technology that we have today used to be impossible. Smartphones and, Sony PlayStations and Xboxes and flat screen TVs, etc. There's so much. And all of this stuff seemed impossible, even down to the vehicles we drive, even down to some of the careers we have. A lot of these things were impossible, but now they're possible. So can I say this? Did our mind create the reality as we know it as of today? Meaning to say, was it our minds that created smartphones, the houses we live in, the cars we drive, the careers we are employed at? Is it safe to say that our mind created these things? Because if our mind created these things, these materialistic things, then can't we use our mind to create a cure for any and everything in the world? Can't we use our mind to heal our body 100%? I mean, come on. Everything else comes from the mind. I mean, think about it. Why would we, for one, first and foremost, why are you putting so many goddamn limitations on yourself? Why? That's insane. Now that's crazy. You are a high frequency being, a high frequency, powerful spirit. You are a powerful spirit, and yet you have placed so many damn unnecessary limitations on yourself. So if we are so powerful to create basically the world that we live in today, then why can't we continue to use our mind to create things that's going to be of benefit to us? Why can't we create a healthy lifestyle using our minds? Why can't we create abundance and wealth and prosperity using our mind? Why can't we create the life that we want using our mind? Why can't we create the career that we want using our mind? Why can't we use our mind for everything? Why are we picking and choosing what we want to use our mind for and what we don't want to use it for? Why? I mean, again, we use our mind for everything else. So why not use your mind to create something that you actually want? Why not? Anyway, I just want humanity as a whole, collective consciousness, people. Expand your mind. Open your mind as far open as you possibly can and consider the possibilities. Think about this life that we live in and really ask yourself, can I really create miraculous things in my life? Can I really do that? Can I really control my reality? Can I really create a healthy lifestyle? Can I really create abundance and wealth in my life? Can I really do that? And be honest with yourself. I want you to be honest with yourself. Because regardless of what you hear me say, if you still do not believe that we can, then say, hey, you know what? I don't believe that. And therefore, it will be what it is. If you don't believe it, then you don't believe it. Because like I said earlier, if you are listening, people, there is no right or no wrong answers here. Not today. Not in this moment. I want you to live according to what you believe. I want you to be your own living testimony. Live by what you think fits you. Live by what makes sense to you. Live by what resonates with you. And if the things that I'm telling you don't resonate with you, don't make sense to you, don't fit you, then don't agree with it. And there is no right or wrong. It's either it is or it's not. So just take some time and think about everything I've said. Think about the Marvel comic movies, the abilities and the powers they have, and ask yourself, can I really do those type of things? You know, the Spider-Mans, the Magnetos, the Beast, you know, the Professor Xaviers, the Fantastic Fours, all of them, all these powers, all these abilities, all these gifts. And ask yourself, is it really just a movie? Or can I really do that? I mean, come on. The same principle applies for bodybuilders. Do you really think that they watched a film where people were muscular and the viewer was like, wow, you know, I wish I can be big and strong like that, have muscles like that. I wish I can do that. Or did they just decide that, hey, you know what? I want to be big. I want muscles. I want to be stronger. And what exactly did they do? They went to the gym every single day. They were dedicated. They didn't care what people said. They didn't care what people thought. Most importantly, they didn't care about the things that went on around them or even to them. They followed through with what they wanted to do. They believed it. Because that particular lifestyle was a truth for them. That was their truth. Becoming bigger, being stronger, building muscles like that. That was their truth. And you know what they did? They actually got up and did something about it. They did not sit on their ass and complain and wish and dream and hope. They said, hey, you know what? This is what I want. And then went out and did something about it. So there's another thing to keep in mind. Get off your fucking ass. Stop sitting around. If you want something, get off your ass and go do it. Go make it happen. I mean, come on, you have a powerful mind. You have all the tools you need. So what's your excuse? What's holding you back? What's preventing you? What's stopping you? I hate to hear people say, well, because I didn't do this because I didn't have that, or I didn't have this, so I couldn't do that. No. That's an excuse. You have everything that you need. So you're making excuses when you say, well, I need this and I need that. No, you don't, because you already have it. You already have everything you need. So if you want something, get off your ass and go do something about it. Go make it happen. Become obsessed with it. Literally. Let people talk. Things are going to happen. So what? You go after what you want by all means necessary. So again, ask yourself, these abilities, these powers, these gifts you see displayed in these Marvel comic films, are they really impossible? Because if you say yes, those powers are impossible, then you might as well say yes. A bodybuilder who has dedicated his life or her life to building muscle, getting bigger, getting stronger, the veins, the legs, the arms, the biceps, the triceps, the stomach, everything that they have on their body, all those muscles that they built on their body, using their mind and taking the necessary steps to get that way. You might as well say, well, that's impossible too. The muscles that they got is impossible. Even though we're physically standing right in front of these people looking at it, no, that's impossible. Because Marvel comic movies display powers and abilities that are impossible. Therefore, a bodybuilder having his body built a certain way, that is impossible too. They did it. A bodybuilder did it. So basically what I'm saying is that a bodybuilder took the time to exercise their body. And the same way, the same principle in which you use to exercise your body is the same principle in which you use to exercise your mind. But don't leave out the important stuff. Open both your mind and your heart and execute and live. Enjoy your journey. Open your heart and your mind. Train your heart and your mind. The same way you would train your body to build muscle, the same way you train your mind to get the muscle. The same principle applies. Open up your mind. Seriously. Think about what I'm saying. Expand your mind. Nothing is impossible. We can do everything. You know what? I want to say this. I'm not trying to offend anyone. But I want to say this because I believe everybody should know this. Especially those of you who do go to church. Especially those of you who do read the Bible. I want you to hear this. In your Bible it says, let me put it like this. As a disclaimer, let me say this. Because I can't say that every single Bible reads the exact same. Because I'm sure that it doesn't. So for Christians, I'll say this. As a disclaimer to Christians, this is what's said in the Christian Bible, I'll say. Because I was a Christian, I grew up in the Christian church. So I'll share something with you that I read. It says that Jesus said that these things that I can do, you can do greater things. Now I'm going to give you my interpretation of that scripture. If Jesus said, these great things that I can do, now he healed the sick. He fed 5,000 people with 5 loaves of bread and 5 fish. He walked on water. He made a blind man see. He parted the Red Sea. He did a lot of magical things, a lot of miraculous things. And in the Bible, it says that I, Jesus Christ, he's saying that me, I'm Jesus Christ, and I did these great things, but you can do greater things than I did. Doesn't that tell you something? Does it? Does that tell you something? And that's all I'm going to say about that. I want you to just really sit back and think about that. And so another thing I'll share out of the Bible is that we were created in the image of God. Wouldn't that make us a God? We're powerful, just like God. We were created in the image of God. Doesn't that make us gods too? I'm just sharing. I mean, no disrespect, but at the same time, as a disclaimer to both myself and other Christian believers, I grew up in the Christian church. I read the Holy Bible. I've read the King James Version of the Bible. I've read that Bible frontwards and backwards. Not to say that I'm a master at it, but I've studied it. I've read it. And I've come to be rather experienced with it. Now, I do have my own interpretations of it, And these are my own personal interpretations, not the interpretation of other people, but just me. And, the things that I just shared with you, that was my understanding of it. So if Jesus Christ, who was powerful, obviously, and then has done and performed all these miraculous things, and then turned around and said to us, hey, you know what? These things I did, you can do it too, but better. That says a lot. Honestly, that says a lot. It says a lot. Anyway, that has been my time. I just wanted you to expand your mind, to open up your mind. Consider the possibilities. Don't take my word for it. Check it out for yourself. Expand your mind.